feel like we did the drinking pod with the wrong person, and now we're on waters with Jamie Hutchinson.
Goth goose, mate.
I can't believe I missed a drinking pod. Got some left over.
I'm Felix Leiter. This is LooseCast, live from Newcastle's infamous big market. I've got Dean looking suave to my right. I've got the Newcastle goalkeeper top of Shaka Hislop and Anthony Hepburn to my left. And we've got Jamie Hutchinson in the house. And my first question is, how did you become the hottest stand-up on the circuit?
It's a mix. I first started stand-up because I was at my lowest ebb. So it's nice. Joe, when you finally hit rock bottom, just that nice, oh yeah, there's nothing left to lose. Might as well make a tit of myself on stage. So I always wanted to do stand-up, and then I thought I was just a bit like not knowing how to do it, because I'd only watched like Jason Manford and all these big names, Kevin Bridges, whatever. So I thought, fucking hell, how'd you get to that point? I went to an open mic night. I thought, I'll just watch what the standard's like. Watched it. It was just full of goths. So I went, fuck that. I won't be as bad as these fucking weirdos here. So I signed up for the week after. I had a good gig, and then it just went from there.
Is that the Frog and Bucket?
No, it was a Comedy Balloon.
Oh.
It's a room above a pub in Manchester. It's been going for like 25 years. So I did stand up for about 9 years, just plugging away at the circuit and just proper trench warfare stuff. Do you know what I mean? I mean, real deep dive trenches, battling against these people. You go into every game like it's a war against the audience.
Yeah.
So you're just absolutely battle proof. I've died so many times. So when a couple of clips started to go viral and stuff, and I could go a tour off the back of it, I had 9 years of experience to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the time, newer acts, they just crave that 1 minute clip. Do you know, like they do a 20-minute set and they're performing for 1 minute, whereas they're not playing the room and not earning the stripes, and they'll pop off and they won't be able to capitalise on it. So there's a lot of value in flying under the radar and doing shitholes.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about that. I've been flying under the radar as a DJ for about 2 decades.
Yeah.
So still waiting to pop off. But I mean, we came to see your tour show at the Stand, Newcastle. Yeah. It was incredible. Like, I rang Dan afterwards and I was like, he is up there with, I've seen Troy Hawk in Edinburgh post that, and I was like, he is up there with one of the most solidest shows I've seen recently. I'm going to come to you because I'm coming back to your question, but that would have been one of the first stand-up shows you've probably seen in a small venue.
Yeah, it was definitely the best.
Oh,
it was definitely the best.
There we go.
By the way, you also earned so many brownie points for insulting goths. We've done so many podcasts, and we have banter all the time off air, but we've done so many we avoid it. And last podcast was the first one where a joke was made, and then here we go.
I mean, goths is more of a blanket term of just like, really dingy lads, just really dead stand-up, like fucking boring. I just call them all goths.
Just so you literally just describe my personality.
That's what you get for wearing a Newcastle top.
I know. I think that's quite hipster, though. I think that's quite un-goth-like.
Also, now I'm goth and a hipster.
I'm digging myself.
I'm enjoying it.
Trenches before.
But yeah, no, like, obviously, we were just chatting about it before, and obviously the only downside for me was, obviously, I didn't drink that night because I think I would have enjoyed it. Like, obviously the lads all went out after, and I was I had such a good time. I was absolutely buzzing off the show and loved it, but obviously then I had to take myself to bed after because I had an early start.
I mean, it was such a tight hour, mate. Like,
it was hilarious.
It wasn't, I mean, I've seen you before. I was at Liverpool when we were on stage, 16,000 people for Have a Word.
100 the arena show.
Yeah, and obviously that Have a Word episode's one of my favourite ones.
I was absolutely fucking twisted on that stage. I was at the arena, first time playing arena. I got backstage dead early, but we had a what's cool? Getting beak dropped off at an arena. Saying to your dealer, where are you? I'm at the Echo Arena, mate. Come to loading bay 2. Got a couple of grams on. I'm just backstage with my mates and that, and that's all, like, all they have a word, like, they're just my mates. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're like the best comedians in the country, but they're my mates. It's just fucking class. And I was just getting fucking bonneted, mate. I went fucking on stage in 10 minutes. I come on stage, was charged as fuck. Jaw fucking pirate shit.
So I'm gonna take lead off one of your recent Instagram posts. So you were like, no TV, no Edinburgh Fringe run, no big celeb agent, no glitzy fucking comedy awards. So how have you sold out your debut national tour to the point where you're having to add extra shows on?
So it's got a real big chip on my shoulder about it now, because the industry, there's still not this kind of snare at the Northwest pod scene. I always have a word like the trendsetters and revolutionised podcasting, how people access comedy in the UK. They've really just blown up to such an extent, it's incalculable, really. But there's clubs that turn me down because I've not been on telly. They went, oh, we're not having him, he's not been on Live at the Apollo. When Live at the Apollo acts won't sell a fifth of what I've done, because that's not how people access comedy anymore. Because people watch Live at the Apollo, it's kind of a background thing, whereas people who watch podcasts, there's a smaller number, but they're so fucking engaged. Like I've got maybe 20,000 regular listeners a week.
Yeah.
I've sold 9,000 tickets. That conversion rate is insane.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll get 100,000 watching Live at the Apollo, they'll sell 4,000 tickets.
Yeah.
It's mad. So it's having an online presence, having a social online presence. And I think because I don't put much stand-up clips out there, this is my marketing idea. Everyone's got crowd work clips now because of Paul Smith.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do for a living? Accountant. Whoa, what's your favourite number? I just talk about shitting myself and that. I'm an artist.
When we did come and see, obviously I won't mention anything from the show, but the lads who I took Michael and Dave and Heather, and one of the lads two of the lads absolutely love you. One of the lads hadn't experienced much yet, and I was like, "You're in for a treat here." And you talk about shitting yourself and stuff like that. And he was like, "It's definitely a unique experience." But obviously, ever since, just getting sent loads of clips, like I absolutely love them. And the lads are very jealous today that we're on the beers together. Is what I told them. Obviously, it's a lie. They are jealous.
This is vodka, by the way. So my marketing idea is, I don't think of it too cynically like marketing in that way. I want it to be as organic as possible, but it is important to have an online presence, and I've got that with podcast clips. So I don't need to do it with stand-up. Everyone has stand-up clips. I want to be the guy that doesn't have stand-up clips, so you've got to see me live. Because people see the podcast and they don't know what I'm going to be like on stage. On stage, I'm quite intense, do you know what I mean? I sniff people. I got a man to cradle me. I signed his name and made him cradle me. I just love arsing about like that, but it's an experience you've got to see live.
We just had, it's interesting to talk about that online presence. Like, I think the podcast thing is like, it's such a buddy thing, isn't it? Like, Live at the Apollo, you very much feel like you're watching an act. Have a word, and what you guys do, you feel like you're in the room. You're the fifth person or the sixth person who's part of their mates. So then that's, I suppose where it translates and gets weird is everyone then thinks they're your mate.
I had a guy cry because I did coke with him. He cried. It was 4 a.m. in Black Dog Ballroom in town, and I was just out on my own. Because I've got so many mates. Everyone had gone home. I was staying out. So I was in there. I'll tell you what I was doing. I found a little booth to myself. I was watching Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares on my phone. I burrow myself away and I'll watch like EastEnders in the night. I just go fucking weird, mate. It's like raving finger round me, and I'll just burrow away and I'll just have to watch like Hotel Inspector or something.
Have you got some like Bluetooth noise cancelling headphones?
No, just normal headphones. But I just like, it just calms me.
Subtitles on.
I just want to get twatted and watch like Hotel Inspector and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But just still have pints. And I thought, I'm enjoying this. Don't want to go home, so I have to get in the fucking nose bag to keep me going to get through Hotel Inspector. So I went to the park and he went, "Oh, fuck, Jamie Hutchinson." And he was like, fucking, "Oh, will you do a key of my coke, please?" I went, "I've got." So he went, "No, do a key of mine. Do a key of mine." I went, "All right, sounds." So we're in this cubicle and I'm just fucking bent over doing a key. And he went, "I'm doing a key with Jamie Hutchinson." I'm just like this, mate, 4 a.m. Yeah, it's class this, isn't it? What a life. So some of them are fucking intense, mate, because it's so personable. Because we have like groups of lads that come to tour shows and that, and they sometimes get offended that I'm not going back to their gaff with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, but we listen to you. I know, but everyone listen, I can't go to everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I just want a quiet pint and watch Hotel Inspector.
Ant's a chef as well as being a goth. So this is a question for everyone. You're going down on a 10 stretch, right? Let's just say it's arson, unless you fancy another crime. But you're going down on a 10 stretch. You can be probably, I don't know, you might be like, I don't even know what you do wrong. You never even had a detention. You're still going down though. 10 stretch, going to prison. What's your last meal? So Ant can cook it for everyone. We each get one last meal before we go to prison for 10 years. What's your last meal?
Dip Fest.
What's
Dip
that?
Fest. Jamie Hutchinson, the culinary school.
Right.
So this is like British tapas. Yeah. So it's anything, and basically just go down the Iceland aisle and everything frozen. Chicken nuggets, breaded mushrooms, onion rings, goujons, all that kind of stuff, right? So you get a sea of beige, right? And then this is important, on another plate, you have an artist's palette. What are they called?
Oh, like the...
Yeah. And that. It's very important now. So you have 5 sauces, right? You have 4 on the outer rim and 1 in the middle.
Right.
Now, the one in the middle is like your headline act. You have to change every time you have Dip Fest a different sauce. So you might have mayo in May, then you change it to Tabasco in June. Do you know what I mean? You have to have that. Everyone gets a chance.
Right.
And every time there's got to be an open spot, so a newer sauce.
A new dip.
A new dip on the 4. And then you see sometimes like these new sauces, do you know what I mean? Like a Malaysian pepper sauce. You go, oh, it'll only have one chance. Then it creeps in.
Yeah.
And soon it's knocking ketchup out.
I actually done this thing last year on Instagram, right, where I'd done a salt and pepper munchie box, but I'd done it with anything in Iceland's freezers.
Right.
So it was like the potato hula hoops, like turkey dinosaurs, like chicken nuggets and everything, right? Now I literally went to the pizza shop at the top of my road and I was like, can I just nick an empty pizza box off you? And he's like, fucking do what you want. Set it all out, done this fucking video of how to do it all and everything, put it online, and the amount of fucking shit I got. Like, call yourself a fucking chef, you're doing this, fucking, this is disgusting, what's this about? And then the other half was like, this is the fucking greatest idea I've ever seen in my life. And it was literally just like a box of anything from Iceland just done in salt and pepper.
Well, that's why I noticed the whole time you were telling that story, I was like, you're being really polite here, because normally if I say anything about food, I get pelters from him. Oh, I can't believe you do that, but you're quite...
Yeah, because you just piss chefs off.
Because you were quite nice about that there.
Because you piss chefs off, that's the difference.
I got looked after by the chefs this morning.
What?
I went for breakfast and they looked after
in the
us.
restauant where I used to be the head chef?
Yeah, they looked after
where
us.
my mates are now the head chefs.
I'm quite in awe of chefs. I'm quite fascinated by them because I've watched a lot of cookery shows and stuff. Do you ever watch Alex Polizzi's Search for a Chef?
No.
Oh my god, it's amazing. They have a proper interview process.
It's like Drag Race, but for chefs.
Yeah, but it's not dramatised. It's
Right.
just genuine. We're giving you an interview and then make us, an omelette or something. Do you know what I mean? Like proper chef interviews and stuff. It's just not glamorised stuff. I'm in awe because I can't do it. I've got fucking hand-eye coordination wrong. I'm fucking stupid, mate. I can't, because it's something I won't ever be able to do. I'm kind of in awe of that. Chefs and artists, like drawers, people who can draw.
Yeah.
Because I know I just can't do it.
I can't draw.
Like tattoo artists for me.
Yeah, I
I
can't
just
draw.
find it just fucking fascinating what they can do, but I'm just like, that's just not...
Can you draw a sheet? No. Can't
Do you know,
do it.
I was making a madras from scratch, right? And I fucking proper did it, like proper coriander and everything, right? And I had to Google it was too tomatoey.
Right.
I went, how do I balance? So I was just Googling. I had to Google how to chop an onion. Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking dense. But I just wanted to do it. I wanted to feel like a chef. And I was talking to myself, like Ramsay does, chicken in, let it rest. That's all. And I Googled how to balance the tomato with flavour. And it went, try a teaspoon of sugar. So I was like, fuck off, that can't work. And I did it and it worked. I mean, it blew my mind. It blows my mind out. I don't get how people taste food.
Yeah.
I don't get how people can go, that needs more cumin or something.
Yeah.
That mind blows me. I want to train my taste buds. That's one skill I wish I'd have. I wish I could eat.
To be fair, my taste buds aren't because of 22 years of being a chef. It's just 37 years of being a fat cunt.
So what's your last meal? What's your last meal before you go down for a 10 stretch?
I would go curry, mate. Hands down. I wouldn't even want one specific curry, mate. I'd want one of them fucking like the Tory trees.
Right.
Where you just get fucking a little bit of everything.
Oh, free and rice.
And I would just fucking smash that down.
Dean, before your last meal, before a 10 stretch on the Russian gruel.
If you got a madras
Yeah.
and you hang yourself, shit yourself, it's one last fucking fuck you to the world.
Clean that up.
Yeah. I don't know why we're getting hung for... I don't know why we're getting hung for arson. But
No, I also
It's an underrated crime.
I want to know why I've gone down. What have I done?
We can't make it up, mate. Let's say you got fitted up. Let's say someone out there didn't like you and stitched you. Yeah.
Who doesn't like us? What have I done?
Well, somebody catfished you.
Oh yeah, I did get catfish last episode, didn't I? I don't know. Mine's going to be a boring answer, isn't it? I can't beat Dipfest.
Right.
I can't beat you know it's going to be a Wagamama's.
Gonna be a Wagamama's.
And I just sound repetitive because I'll probably give Wagamama's a shout out once an episode, but it's Wagamama's. Everything.
I'll
about
probably
it
say it's more than once. I can't believe you haven't got to fucking deal with them yet. Like.
I used to. But yeah, it's got to be Waggers.
Waggers. Right.
Final one.
Dean likes sitting down in the shower and listening to High School Musical when he's hungover.
I'm critical at this point though. Like it's the only thing that's pulling us back.
What's your plan for a brutal hangover? How do you get through it? What's the strategy?
Well, I have bad hangover anxiety, and especially if I've been on coke, I wake up. The first thing I have to do is put my phone in another room because it's out of my vicinity, it's out of my box. Then I'll listen to Deaf Kids Here for the first time.
Right.
Kids being reunited with army dads. Dragon's Den pitches. There's this one Dragon's Den pitch where the old fella comes on, he's like 70 odd, and they're like, oh, why are you getting into this? I went, it was my wife's dream before she died. I went, I need to watch out in the hungover, just cry.
Have you got like favourites that you go back to?
I just watch it in clips and stuff, right. Yeah. And my shower, I've got one of the best shower routines. I have 3 showers a day, contrary to my smell. So I have 3 showers a day. Only one's for washing, and 2 is for my fantasy showers.
Right.
So I have like this need to go and stand in a shower and fantasize about winning the darts world championship.
Who you beating in the final?
Well, sometimes I win and sometimes I lose.
Oh, of course, yeah. You don't.
Because I'm humble.
Yeah.
So I'll go in the shower. Right? And I'll just fantasize that I'm always 16 in my fantasies. I've always wanted to be a prodigy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be... Because when I was 15, I won, like, best in English in my school. And I just thought, oh, I'm this prodigal genius, me. I'm going to be like this famous novelist or something. I just had these big visions of myself. And
daydreams.
Stuff. Yeah, proper weirdo. So I'll manifest that into darts. It's still realistic. In my head, you can still win darts.
Are you throwing in the shower? Like, are you
no. So
you're just thinking.
I imagine like me walk on and all that kind of stuff, and I'm 16 and I'm against the odds, and I've got through all the qualifiers, qualified through the pub league, and I just somehow got through. It's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot that I even got here, and it's 1,000 to 1 for the championship. I'm in the final against Phil Taylor, and I get beat in a shootout like 7-6 in the final, and then I act out. I do 2-9 darters in the game. Never been done before, and I still lose. It's like it's one of the best games of all time. I've got 109 average and that. And I'll act out Phil Taylor's interview. So it'll go, Phil, another world championship for you. But what about this lad you face? And he just goes, listen to me now. This lad is a future world champion, and I'm leant against the back of the shower like this, and I'll lean up and wave to my bathroom like. And then sometimes I win. I win and I'll go, it's a pleasure to even share the hockey with this man. And I've done darts, snooker. I have a playlist. I have a shower playlist, right. Fantasy shower playlist. And that is where I imagine I go on Britain's Got Talent, 16 years old. And I'm all nervous and go, hi, into the microphone. Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm 16, and speak up. I'm Jamie. I'm 16, and I'm from Manchester. And the audience like, yeah, and they're like, oh, he's gonna. He went, and what have you got for us to say? I've written my own song, and they're like, oh,
bold.
And then I just blast out Purple Rain. And they're like, you wrote that? I went, yeah, it's just a little song I wrote. And I get standing ovation.
What's your walk-on song for the darts in your fantasy?
Probably Step On. I've had a few, yeah. I've had a few.
Do you ever get the yips in the shower?
Do I have poolitis?
What's that?
Your dartitis where they can't let go.
Yeah.
I have it for pool. So I get so anxious the ball's not going to go in. I just hold on to the stick.
Is this in real life or in your shower situation? Oh, in real life as well.
Come and take him at the spotlight the night.
I can't let go of it, so I'll just do this and just push forward. Can't let go of the pool cue.
I'd love to see someone doing that.
I have such bad anxiety for pool.
Right, this is for everyone as well. I've been a DJ for quite a while. He's been a DJ for quite a while, and he is the sort of person who books us to play at his venues. But what I want is the last song you'd play at your own birthday party. So you don't have to have been DJing. You could even request it, but just the last song you would want at your own birthday party. Anthony, to start with you.
I knew you were going to come to me first as the fucking hamster wheels going around in my brain, like trying to think. What kind of vibe is it?
Anything you want. It's your party. You can do what you want. You can play what you want.
Nah, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's going out well.
Legendary.
Gotta be, mate. It's gotta be. Just for the whole fucking headbanging thing as well. Like Wayne's World style.
Right, I'm coming to you, Dean. Last song at your birthday party. Have you ever done this, by the way? Have you ever requested it, or like you've had a DJ playing? Have you ever requested the last song at Persistence or anything?
They always put Eminem on for us at the end. I'm going Sweet Caroline. It's got like it's a
last
banger
song
in it. Everyone knows the words to it. Everyone gets into it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go down the Oasis route, but I might not go
Back in Anger.
Yeah, Back in Anger's the obvious one, isn't it? It's gonna.
Wonderwall would have been the obvious.
Nah, one. Back in Anger's gonna get the boys going. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to go. Don't Look Back in Anger.
Champagne Supernova. That's song of the night.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Whatever. To be fair, I could go for whatever. Wonderwall's, yeah. But I get
Wonderwall is now. It's a fucking all-time classic. But any single time you walk into like any bar that has an open mic on. Or like an acoustic artist on, you'll hear it fucking...
Someone's murdering it.
You'll hear it like 7 times in that.
I'll go B-side, I'll go like Talk Tonight or like Round Our Way or something, do you know what I mean? But no one else
Talk Tonight's a bit of a fucking sad one to leave your birthday on, isn't it?
I know, but I like...
because none of your mates have turned up.
I like that thing that Noel talks about.
In the shower envisioning it.
It's my fantasy birthday on my own in the shower. I like that thing that Noel talks about though. He's like, I write records to like, you've got your fist in the air, but there's tears rolling down your eyes as you're fucking singing it. Yeah, so what are you going for? Last song at your birthday.
So I've got this, my ideal birthday is I'm a 16-year-old girl from America.
Sweet 16.
And I'm not.
Is this a shower again?
I'm not very popular and stuff, and not many people have turned up and to my party. And there was this bet where this jock took me out, and it turned out it was just for a dare and stuff. But I saw the softer side of him, and he's like the intelligent one of the jock group. And I'm like, but I know what you really like, Chad. And Chad, you don't have to show up to all this masculinity. He's like, oh fuck you, man, you're just a nerd. And he goes and plays football and everything. And every time, even when he's throwing the ball, he's like, oh man, Gretchen was so cool, man.
Gretchen.
You named yourself Gretchen.
Yeah. And I'm just there in my little skirt, and I'm nerdy, but I'm cute. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I lost the glasses and the height and the freckles, I'm like, come on.
Are you describing Gretchen off Recess? That's what it sounds like.
That's how I see myself. Don't say you don't have recess porn. Don't say you never go to recess porn. Little TJ and Gretchen.
TJ and Gretchen. Would not be TJ and Spinelli. I'm sorry, I'm joking.
It's gone deep. It's gone deep.
So not many people are there. And then my song comes on. Jeanette Wilding, Rush Hour.
Ooh.
Something's coming over.
I can see Gretchen singing that.
Oh, you send me. You take me to the rush hour. Semicircle forms. Oh, there's a lot of murmuring. What's going on? What's going on? Chad, straight through. I left football practice. He scoots me in his arms. Take me to the rush hour. Double doors fold. Puts me in his Mustang. And he takes me to the creek and fucks me senseless.
Me. Yes. Oh, I didn't see that as Gretchen's ending, if I'm honest.
Oh, Wonderwall.
Yeah, whatever, lads. Right, we're going to go for a bit of loose advice. Ant's going to read it out. I'm going to play the awful jingle that I created on AI, and you're going to give some. We're all going to give some advice to this person who's messaged in. It's a giggle. Just don't take it to heart. Just give him some advice.
Question this week is, I'm getting right into my podcasts. Obviously, I love LooseCast and Jamie's Hot Water Green Room pod with Tony Carroll. What other podcasts can you boys recommend?
Let's go to Dean first on that one.
Ooh.
So what podcast are you recommending for this person to check out?
I'm going football podcast, I think. I like the Peter Crouch podcast. I'm a big fan of that. That's on me weekly listen. I just like, it's like what you said before. It's like you're one of the boys. Do you know what I mean? You listen to the crap with them, and obviously you hear them. In fact, another honourable mention, but they're having a little hiatus at the minute. But Victory, the podcast. Do you ever watch Entourage?
No.
Oh, well, they do, like I've told you about before, but Victory, the podcast, they talk about the episodes that they did on Entourage, and they like talk, like, so they'll go through it like season 1, episode 1, and they'll talk about a few behind the scene things and stuff. So
nice.
Victory, the podcast, and Peter Crouch podcast.
Nice. I mean, I've got to shout out Adam and Dan. You know what I mean? Have a word. It wouldn't exist without me. Yeah. I was like, Dan was trying to do something called the Hack Radio pod.
I was the penultimate guest on Hack Radio,
and
I turned up smashed. So similar to last time, I fucked the booking up with Dan, and I was like, I had to cancel with short notice, and it was the night of the Northwest Comedy Awards, and he went, mate, I know you're going out for the Northwest Comedy Awards, please don't be late because we've not got enough guests back up. I went, no, I'll be there, and I got robbed in Breakthrough Act. I was robbed. So I just went out on the piss. I turned up fucking still steaming. Dan had to give me a Stella just to level out. And I'd seen a sign in the background. I went, oh, what's that? Have a word. And he went, oh, I'm just starting a podcast with Adam. Just going to try it, have a word. And then it turned into this fucking...
But he sent me, he was doing the Hack Radio pods. And because I got him into podcasts like years and years ago. I was like, no. But even before that, I was like, mate, have you ever heard The Bugle? And he was like, what's The Bugle? I was like, it's a podcast. He was like, I don't think I'm really into podcasts. I was like, oh, you should check it out. So he got right in The Bugle. Then he found all the American guys like Schultz and in Mum's House and all that. And then he was doing, In the House, which was wicked. Just him driving to gigs, chatting shit on his own. Yeah. Brilliant. And then he started the Hack. And then he did one with Adam, and I was driving back from Carlisle. I just stopped there about 20 minutes in, half an hour, and I went, stop what you're doing now, pick up the phone, and ring Adam, and start a podcast with Adam, because that's gold.
You should get a finder's fee. I think you should get a finder's fee for that.
I got fuck all. Yeah. I did Dan's lesser interested in podcast for Show Me the Sample, which didn't really generate anywhere near as much money. But yeah, I also got to shout out Adam and Dan, have a word. What they've done, like you said, changed the game. I mean, they say it enough, so fucking hell, that's why we all believe it. But they have changed the game for UK podcasting and opened the door for so many other people to do similar things.
So they put me in the shop window. Let me flash my knickers to the public, and people want to fuck me.
And flash them. You did say. So if you can, obviously your own shout out your own podcast, but is there anything you genuinely regularly listen to? That people could?
One's got a tiny following, and I don't know how. I think it's great. It's called Keeping Up Appearances. And it just fits into how I am in the pub with my mates. When I go to the pub with my mates, all we do is football trivia. Like name the top 50 French players and stuff. Joe, like in the Premier League, I just love footy trivia. It's one of the centerpieces of my world. And they have a game called Keeping Up Appearances where they have like a random number generator between 50 and 450, and they'll pick a fixture. So say if it's Newcastle United and the number's 277, you've got to guess a player from each team who's had 277 appearances, and the closest wins. And it sounds just dead simple, but you just get proper into it. Yeah. That's got a tiny following, so I listen to that every week. Another one I'll go to sleep to is I Could Murder a Podcast.
Right.
So that's just about serial killers and stuff. And I just find that, just drifting off to like Ian Brady killing a kid.
Once you've finished Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah. Take the edge off. Bit of child serial killer.
Anth, give us a podcast recommendation.
I love Athletico Mints.
Okay.
Which is Bob Mortimer and the guy that wrote The Viz, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head.
Simon Donald.
Yeah, and it's basically like, it's like a piss take football one, but they just do like impressions of like Roy Hodgson and fucking, they just sing loads of songs about Sunderland being awful, and it's absolutely fucking brilliant. Cycling GK I love as well.
I do like that, yeah.
There's a theme with mine where it tends to be all football. Yeah. And I'm also an absolute fucking wrestling nerd as well. So I love the Broken Skull sessions, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin's one, which is just brilliant to listen to just for his fucking voice. Because you can just be saying like the nicest thing about somebody, but he just sounds angry as fuck.
Yeah. Well, two things that obviously we had, I don't know if you know the Irish guy, he's like really big on YouTube and TikTok. Obviously we had him on recently, and like we did an hour pod or whatever with him, but like we could have literally gone for another, well we did after we'd finished recording, just talking about footy for ages after. Like I love a bit of football trivia. Like again, sorry I know boring football crack, but as I was saying before, I'm a Middlesbrough fan. I found out the Leicester manager is the person that scored 2 goals against us in the UEFA Cup final all them years ago that I went to. Like, and like how the fuck did he know that? Like I'm a Borough fan, I didn't know that. But on about the WWE as well, like I listened to one years ago. There was, were you into your wrestling?
Yeah, that era though. I kind of checked out of it when Cena was coming into prominence.
Same.
It was more like Rock and Stone Cold and stuff. Yeah.
So do you remember the one where years ago Vince McMahon ran down to the ring? Was it a Royal? But it was a Royal Rumble where 2 of the wrestlers went over at the same time, and the both
and Batista.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, don't know what's going to happen here." So Vince McMahon runs out, and as he goes into the ring, he pulls both
his quads in
it.
Snaps both of his quads. But he's like in the ring to kick off, and he just can't stand up, so he's just like sat in the ring like.
Yeah, so I was listening to it. It was JR, the commentator. He was doing like a podcast, and he was talking all about that and like everyone's stories at the time. And I did find that interesting because again, it's behind the scenes, and that was like my childhood.
I can't finish many books, but Bret the Hitman Hart's autobiography is incredible. When you stop touring eventually in like 2026 and go on holiday, buy Bret the Hitman Hart's autobiography.
I've just, my girlfriend's taught me to read. I can read, but I can't read.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I used to listen to audiobooks and that, but I used to fall asleep and then forget what chapter I'm up to, and I'd have spoilers, do you know what I mean? Because I'd wake up and then Damien killed him, and I, for fuck's sake, I was I not even fucking met Damien yet. I've got to scroll back. So, because what I used to do, I was reading a page, and my eyes would just go, what happens at the end? I'll just go to the bottom. So she taught me to read properly. I find it so mint. And the book I read recently called The Silent Patient.
Wow.
I'll give it
sounds very grown up.
Yeah, it's class. It's this woman kills her husband.
I mean, don't give any spoilers because
no. She's in like a mental institute. She killed her husband, but she got like diminished responsibility or whatever. So she's just in, and from the minute she killed him, she stayed silent forever. Like she never spoke a word. And then this therapist who worked at Broadmoor is like, nah, I want to get involved. I'm going to break her down. And the whole book's about him trying to break her down to speak. But in the background of that is like his marriage is falling apart a bit and stuff, so he needs therapy himself.
So it's got layers. And before you learn to read or read, had you envisioned being able to read in the shower?
Just dreaming one day can get through
16-year-old you again.
16-year-old in Waterstones.
Right, we're going to do now, for the first time ever, so I don't know how this is going to go, a silly quiz.
A silly quiz?
Yeah, a silly quiz. We've got a trophy for the winner.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Big stakes.
Yeah, because
I could lift that in the shower.
It's high budget. What you both get is silly string.
Yeah. Am I playing again?
Yeah,
I lost the last game.
Yeah, so last time we played with another Manchester boy, actually, another Man United fan, a guy called Morgan Seatree, DJ from Salford. We played Deserano Pong on the drinking pod, and he nailed it first shot. It was big. So what we're going to do here is this is going to be the silly string quiz. The thing is, you've got to shout out your own name to answer the question to be in with a shot, right? It's best of 5, first to 3. So I've only got 5 questions. So you've got to shout out your name. Anth is the judge, right? So he's got a judge who shouted the name out first.
Remember how insulting he was to me before.
So if Dean shouts his name out first, he gets to answer the question. Yeah. If Jamie shouts out Jamie, he gets to answer the question. Okay. We've got 5 questions. If you get it right, you get to shoot at your opposition with the silly string. Yeah. If you get it wrong, they get to shoot at you.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of jeopardy going on. Every single question is a 50-50. It's basically a higher or lower or whatever. I'll tell you in the thing. So we're not looking for we're looking for the correct answer, but it's a 50-50, right?
What sort of questions are these? By the way,
I've written them. Don't worry. I would say they both lean in some respects into each of you.
Okay.
But they're 50-50s, right?
Yeah.
So, question number 1.
He looks like a really aggressive Silly Springs.
Question number 1. Anth is the judge. Whoever shouts their name out first gets to answer the question. Is Jimmy Carr older or younger than 50 years old?
Dean.
Gretchen.
Do you know what? Let him have it for that.
So, how old? Do you think he's older or younger than 50?
Jimmy Carr?
Yeah. Older or younger than 50?
Younger, I'd say 48.
He is 51.
Oh!
Dean gets to fire first.
Fuck it.
I haven't got safety goggles.
That's all his head,
I haven't got safety goggles. We've all seen that episode of PJ and Duncan, so you might want to just close your eyes as he fires.
You've got gigs after this, haven't you? Have you got to change the clothes? I don't want to piss you off.
No, I'll be sorry.
Again.
Oh,
That was way more.
Okay, question 2. Come on, we're on a time limit here. Question 2. Shout your name out first to answer the question. Is the capacity of Middlesbrough's Riverside Stadium higher or lower than 84,850?
Oh, Dean. It's Dean.
So, Dean, is
it lower than
Middlesbrough's Riverside Stadium's capacity higher or lower than 34,850? Higher and lower than...
Lower. It's 100% lower.
It is 100% lower. It's 34,742.
We only actually get about 10,000 in. So.
Cover your eyes, fire again.
I feel bad now.
Okay, Dean is... It's like a bukkake gone wrong. Dean is 2-0 up. It's the first to 3.
Oh, right. There we go.
Question 3 is... Jamie's debut on the Have a Word podcast, episode 147, I believe, currently has more or less than 350,000 views on YouTube. Jamie, to answer, more or less?
350, lower. It can't be 350.
It has got 360,000. Dean, to fire again.
Why not so popular?
Oh, here we go. I'm getting a big... There we go. I'm really sorry, Jamie.
Don't apologise. It's my own.
Do you know what? I'm a team player. Get me back.
Hang on. So Dean has won, but I'm so good.
I'm not being patronised.
No, I'm just so good at I'm so good at this question. I'm so good at this question didn't get asked, and I should have switched it up to the higher one because I don't know. I'd love to know if Dean gets this right or wrong. So we'll just play for a one-off here. Yeah. Question 4. Wok fried greens, and I rang up the Wagamamas at the Metro Centre to confirm this. Okay. Shout out your name to answer first. Wok fried greens at Wagamamas, which Dean adores, costs more or less than £4.79. Jamie to go.
Higher. So it's £6.
It's £5.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, Gretchen's back, chat.
It's got like a nice hasn't it? No, I was wondering why he didn't wipe it off at first. But I feel like it's got like a nice little... Feels good there.
Right, I don't think we're going to get any better on the pod than that. So I think we'll call it there. Has anyone got?
You've marked me.
A football bearing in it.
Have you got a question or anything you want to add before we call it?
No, I'm just sorting myself. Oh yeah, my only question is: obviously you've been drinking straight vodka out of that water bottle. Yeah. What is your favourite drink? I'm a simple man. I like a lager that sounds like an Italian fullback. So,
Parole.
Okay, because the next time you are here, we're 100% drinking with you.
Yes,
so keep that on your head because we're going to record a trailer.
Yeah,
right.